Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome in my YouTube channel. My name is Toqeer and today we discuss about limiting reactant. What is limiting reactant in chemical equation of a chemistry? Now we discuss its statement, which is a reactant which is used or consumed earlier. Means a reactant which we use, let's suppose in example of H2 plus O2, and we take a product 2 mole of H2O. Uh, Earlier, due to its laser amount means reactants which we use, it has laser amount and control the amount of product. As we know, if amount is laser we choose, then the product is formed according to it. In any chemical reaction is called a limiting reactant. In general we discussed, let's suppose we take 8 cars plus take 48 tires. 8 cars, as we know, 8 multiply 4 and plus 16 tires are excess. 16 tires are excess and 32 tires are consumed on 8 cars. In this reaction, 8 cars, we can say it limited because only 32 tires are consumed on 8 cars. Now we discuss its main example, which we take 1 mole of H2 plus 1 mole of O2. 1 mole, again 1 mole. But the product which we obtain, which is H2O, by balancing the reactions, we take hydrogen 2 mole, oxygen 1 mole, and the product which we obtain 2 mole. In this reaction we look, 2 mole of hydrogen is reacted with only 1 mole of oxygen from making the water molecule. So we can say in this reaction, hydrogen is limiting reactant because 2 mole of hydrogen react with only 1 mole of oxygen. Here we written 2 mole, but hydrogen 2 mole react only with oxygen and 1 mole of oxygen is excess. So we can say H2 is limiting reactant because it is consumed earlier than oxygen. Now we discuss its identification. How can we determine which reactant is limited and another is not? First step, calculate the number of moles from the given amount of reactant. Means these reactant which we have 2 mole and 1 mole. As we first discussed, calculate the number of moles from given amount of reactant. These reactant which we take in reaction, now we calculate 2 mole we take of hydrogen and 1 mole of oxygen. Then this is first step. Then the second step, find out the number of moles of product with the help of balanced chemical. As we balance this reaction and we take 2 mole of product, And the last one is identify the reactant which produces the least amount of product as limiting reactant. Now main work of a limiting reactant find out. As we discuss, on 2 mole of hydrogen react with only 1 mole of oxygen, so this H2 is a limiting reactant in this reaction. Now we discuss one question. I have one question which is concept example. Concept of limiting reactant is not applicable on reversible reaction. Justify means in reaction in limiting reactant of reaction, can it goes back like a reversible reaction or not? As we know, limiting reactant, a reactant which consume earlier due to its smaller amount of reactant which control the amount of product. This is the statement of limiting reactants. A reaction which have smaller amount and consume earlier and control the amount of product means in discuss in example as 2 mole is, we say it limiting reactant. So now we discuss reversible reaction. As we know, reversible reaction means in reversible reaction amount of reactant is converted to product and the amount of product is convert again into reactant. Means in this reversible reaction a reactant are not completely consumed. Then how we can applicable the reversible reaction on limiting reactant? Limiting reactant are completely converted into product. As again we discuss hydrogen, oxygen, and we obtain water. For balancing we take 2 mole of hydrogen, 1 mole of oxygen, and product is 2 mole. In this reaction, hydrogen which is consumed earlier and control the product of amount. If hydrogen is not consumed, then it react again another mole of oxygen and make another atom or molecule. So we can find limiting reactant cannot be identified in reversible reactions. I hope you understand this question and today's topic, which is limiting reactant. If you have any question, please ask me. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.